Today we have Aliyah with us. She has an Instagram page where we connected, and she's out there helping students that want to get into dental school with her services. So make sure to check her out, guys. She actually got 5 offers when she applied through UCAS, 4 for dental schools and 1 for dental hygiene and therapy. So she had a 100% track record. So this is the person you want to be talking to.
Thank you so much.
Is at the moment she is at Sheffield Dental School. So in this session, we want to find out all about first year at Sheffield and what Sheffield is like as a city and what to look out for at Sheffield. So thank you, Aliyah, for being with us today.
Thank you so much again for inviting me.
Tell us about the whole experience of going to Sheffield.
In fact, Sheffield, I live in Greater Manchester, so okay. Sheffield is around 1.5 hours from me. So it's far enough that you wouldn't commute, but also not that far that I wouldn't be able to go home if I wanted to on the weekends. But I do have the experience of living in Yorkshire because my grandma lives in West Yorkshire. Okay. So I was also born in Yorkshire as well, West Yorkshire. So I quite like Yorkshire in itself compared to Lancashire. So it was a moving out opportunity. And I think moving out has taught me so much, and I would recommend it for all students, in fact. Doing your laundry, doing your cooking and cleaning and time management is something that I had to develop.
So what was that like now? Okay, you've settled into your accommodation, you're looking at your timetable. Like, tell us about that whole experience of just trying to make sure you turn up to the first timetable thing, prepared. What was that like?
Oh God, okay. I think our first semester was very biology based, and it's a step up from A-level biology, and I was lucky enough to do AQA, so I think there wasn't too big of a transition, especially to begin with. I think our first week was freshers, but after freshers it was very lecture heavy, so I think we had about 3 to 4 lectures a day, and then they had intro sessions and just helping us settle into the university. Just helping us settle into the university. So yeah, that was quite nice. In terms of Sheffield, it's a really great university because it isn't jam-packed to begin with. Okay. So it just gives you that time to really relax and get into it, and being able to settle, which is really important.
What's the size of your year group like, and what's it like getting to connect with other people in your course?
Our year group, I think it's actually quite small. We have 80. I'm not quite sure what other universities have, but I really like having a small cohort because it really means you can get to know everyone and establish your friendship groups. What I really love is our anatomy sessions. So in the anatomy, Sheffield is really amazing in terms of it's one of the few dental schools that offer whole body anatomy and dissections. So every Friday morning, we'd only have 1 session on a Friday, and it would be anatomy for a couple of hours, and we'd have about 8 to 9 tables with a body, and we'd be split up in groups of about 8, and we'd basically work on each of our bodies, and then there'd be plenty of time to go into a bay, take some books, work with classmates and friends, and do some independent learning as well. So that's absolutely amazing about Sheffield.
You said working on a body casually there. Is it just what do you mean by that?
So you have your own cadaver.
Pardon?
You have your own, I think I'm saying it right, cadaver.
Yeah, cadaver, yeah.
Cadaver, yeah. So you have your own, as a group, you have your own cadaver. And I think it's something you have to get used to because it is a full body. Yeah. But I think
what do you do on the body? Like what? Are you
Oh, so
identifying features? Are you cutting up certain areas? Like what you're actually doing?
it's a lot of cutting. So
Okay.
when we were working with the lungs, we had to make incisions, take the lungs out, um, feel them, touch them, look at the relation to other organs.
Yeah.
With the heart, we did cuts through the arteries and through the veins, well, through the arteries. Um, and it's very hands-on. So it's not
Okay.
just that the dissection's done for you, but you do the dissection yourself. And I think doing the brain was by far the most fun, if it's appropriate to say fun in that context,
Yeah.
because it's just like I've seen models of this, but I've actually got a real brain in front of me,
Yeah.
and it just helps you appreciate how amazing human life is and how amazing in the anatomy of the body is as well.
All right. So you're doing that what, once a week or?
Yes. So it was once a week, every Friday, I think for I think we had a session of 3 hours, but
Okay.
we would often be done a lot earlier. And so we had Friday afternoons would always be free.
Okay. So what else is on the timetable?
So we have lectures, we have anatomy on a Friday, we have histology on a Monday. Okay, histology is something I'm not the biggest fan of.
Yeah, tell
So
us
it's
what
all about,
histology is for some of us who don't know. Educate us.
yeah, of course. So histology is looking at cells, but it's not under a microscope. It's actually at Sheffield we have a computer software, and you're looking at epithelial cells and naming them, and then you're looking at hair follicles, and you're looking at different organs of the body, and then things like lymphocytes and neutrophils. You're looking at an image on a computer of that, and you're answering questions,
Okay.
which links in with our lectures
All right.
and anatomy as well.
Okay. And then in terms of the groups that you work in, is it all 80 of you in these sessions? Do you split up into smaller groups? What happens?
In anatomy, we do split them into smaller groups. In terms of lectures, it's a whole year group, and I think we have other facilitating courses with us as well. But in terms of our histology sessions, we're in a computer suite. So I don't know how, but they do fit 80 of us in that computer suite, and we do it all together.
All right. And what are people doing in the extra time?
I know that SUDS, our dental society, are offering yoga. There's baking. There's so many societies. To be honest, Sheffield is renowned for having the best students union for the past 10 years running, and there's definitely a reason for that. There's
Shouting
always
out
events
Sheffield
and
over
that
there.
you can get involved with. Oh.
So would you say you're enjoying your time there?
Oh yes, of course. I've made so many amazing friends, and I think Sheffield, there's so much to do. Like initially when I got there, I thought, oh my God, I've come from a busy city like Manchester, which is so lively, and I've come to Sheffield and it's a little bit quiet for me. Maybe I've made the wrong decision. But then I hopped onto the tram and I found out that we've got Meadow Hall, we've got an ice rink, we've got like a bowling, cinemas. We've literally got so many leisure activities that you can get involved with.
Yes. And was it easy to make friends? Because I guess that's one thing people will be worried about.
Yeah, of course. I think friends are something that can't be rushed, and I think that slowly you just find yourself gravitating towards certain people. Luckily, in our accommodation, there was only about 7 of us that were dental students in our accommodation. So I think on the first day, maybe the first week, we must have messaged saying that, do you guys all want to come down at 8:30 and we can watch lectures together? And from then, it was just a ritual that we would always walk to lectures together. And I think that's how friendship groups formed and developed.
Yeah. So I know you coming to the end of first year. What's the course organized like for year 1 to year 5? What's the organization of the course?
I think first year is making sure that. Sorry about that. Okay, I think first year is making sure that you're settled in and making sure your fundamentals of science are really consolidated. And I think the semester that we missed was supposed to be a lot more clinics and a lot more getting into dentistry, like the manual aspect. I think second year, that's when we really get down into dentistry, and I think that's where the most growth is going to happen. Third year is developing on skills that you made in that you began in second year.
Yeah.
And I think in fifth year, it's fifth year is completely just outreach clinics.
So what are outreach clinics?
Outreach clinics. So outreach clinics are basically dental surgeries or dental centres that we have in Sheffield, where we're going to be helping those that really need the help. Maybe the people that have been waiting on NHS waiting lists and to see a dentist for so long and they haven't been able to. So they're then referred to these outreach clinics where dental students like us can help them.
Yeah.
So at least they get their treatment.
Okay, so it seems like there's a nice transition for you at Sheffield from learning the foundations, the fundamentals, and the theory, and then by the final year, you're working at these outreach clinics on patients and really getting into the dentistry.
Yes, of course. I think I really do like the transition that we have at Sheffield. It's not like you're thrown into the deep end right at the beginning, which is what I really appreciate.
Yeah. And what's the support like if somebody is struggling, or just generally, what's the support structure in Sheffield Dental School?
Yes, so I think the dental school is really supportive. We've got personal tutors. Then you've also got, because dentistry is such a small course, I know exactly who to email if I have any problems. People get back to you quite often, quite quickly as well. And I think that's something maybe that I hadn't taken advantage of whilst I was at university, but especially during the pandemic, it's something that I've really used to my advantage in terms of like we had our end of year exams, so just asking for more information about that. We've had a Zoom call explaining everything, and I think when the time was needed, they really came and supported us, which is great.
Okay. I know finances can be a big thing for students as well. I don't know if you get in student finance or the maintenance, how are students in your year group handling, paying for rent and, food and all that? What's that like, handling finances?
So I actually applied for both student finance and a maintenance loan. I think Sheffield isn't the most expensive city, which is good. I think for me, it was just the same as Manchester. And I think I would definitely recommend, in terms of, you can really save a lot of money by shopping at places like Aldi that are very student friendly. I remember I used to go to Tesco for a week and it cost me £30 to do my my weekly shop. Whereas I'd go to Aldi, get my essentials, and it'd be £15. Yeah. So I'd really recommend being smart. And that's something you'll develop as well as you go through your uni life.
Did you get to eat out a lot, or is it a lot of your own cooking?
Eat out a lot. Okay, so we have a couple of takeaways near us. So I can't say I completely stayed away from them. But me and my flatmates, we often cook together, so that was good. Yeah. My gran made me some tubs of some food that I took out of the freezer at times. Yeah. If I want some home cooked meals. But I think cooking is a skill that if you want to do anything during this lockdown to prepare for university, learn how to cook. It will save you so much money and you'll just find it a lot easier. Yeah.
And what advice would you give to somebody that's, they've got their offers, maybe they're even starting at Sheffield, what advice would you give to that person that's looking forward to their first year at dental school?
That's looking forward to their first year. I would say, don't be too hard on yourself. Treat yourself to that series on Netflix you want to watch. Really take this time to really relax and basically do those things that you never had the chance to do during A-levels. I remember I look forward to this summer after A-levels so much, and I had so many exciting things planned with my friends. And it's so unfortunate for those that are finishing this year because of the pandemic. But I think finding ways around that, just do things that you want to do because you'll never get the time, and this is the best time. And in terms of like pre-reading for university or anything like that, I would leave it till you get to university. Don't bother.
Was that something that was on your mind? You know, reading
Um,
around dentistry before you start. Was that something that you considered? Was because I know that's a big thing for people.
I think going into a career like medicine and dentistry, there's this constant pressure that you need to be productive and that you always need to be ahead of your game and doing something. But the best piece of advice I could give you right now is just enjoy yourself. Watch that series on Netflix you want to watch. Unwind, relax, engage in some hobbies, find a new hobby, but really leave academia until you get to university,
Yeah,
because you will have plenty of time, and life is always going to get in the way. You're always going to have things to do. There's always going to be a to-do list.
yeah.
So just rewind right now and just relax.
And
I guess I'd say.
you know, you've just come to the end of first year dental school. Are you feeling the pressure of knowing what you want to do after dental school? Like what things are you having to consider? Because I know sometimes people can be so eager and far ahead that they're thinking about, you know, am I going to specialize? You know, what am I going to do after dental school? Is that something that you and your colleagues are always talking about?
Thankfully, no. I think we're just. I think no. I think no, because we've only just started.
Yeah.
There's so much we've yet to learn. We haven't really started any more manual dexterity. I don't know how good I'm going to be at it or how poor I'm going to be at it. So I think just taking it one step at a time. And I think I was like that to begin with.
Yeah.
In terms of even getting into dentistry, I let time take its course. And I think that's something that I would always recommend. Just go with the flow, I guess. Like always have an idea, but don't be fixed in your mindset.
Yeah. What do you feel? Do you feel that it's harder now that you're in dental school compared to when you're applying for dental school?
I think maybe because I've had a semester off from the year and it's less. I think no, A levels were a lot harder in the sense that there was a lot more pressure. There was always something that had to be done. I felt guilty for doing something that I wanted to do. Whereas in university, I think I've got a much better work-life balance.
Yeah.
And I think Sheffield, the way the course is structured is really amazing because it's enabled me to have that healthier work-life balance than I had at A levels.
Awesome, awesome. And you know, as we bring this to a close, just tell us where can we find you if we want to connect with you? Yeah, where do we find you?
I actually recently have started up a page on Instagram called Tutoring by Aliyah, and I offer services during the coronavirus from things like maths and science help for children from the ages of year 2 on to year 11. But my main speciality, I think, is helping aspiring medical and dental students to get into dentistry and medicine.
Yeah.
I don't believe I'm anything special. Me getting 4 offers is something that I well prepared for and I was well supported for. And I think that's what I want to be able to offer to fellow aspiring students, that that always put yourself in the best position possible. So in terms of personal statement, I offer a very, very comprehensive, very bespoke, very personalized service.
Yeah.
In terms of a review, in terms of planning as well. I think there is a right way to plan and I can help you plan.
I will put it down in the description how people can find you. Thank you for coming on today, sharing your dental journey in the first episode and then in this video now, just sharing your experience of first year at Sheffield Dental School. So thank you for your time. I appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much for inviting me.
Oh no, my pleasure. I'm sure we'll keep connected. And I look forward to seeing more of your dental journey in Sheffield up to final year and qualifying.
Oh, I look forward to watching more of your videos.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you so much.
So guys, make sure to subscribe for more videos about getting into dental school, and about even life as a dentist in the first few years. And we'll catch you in the next one, guys.